Hey everyone, this is Baeza here, and I want to thank you for taking a time to look at this particular video. This is a webinar that we're going to be talking about how do we get funding. So this is all for entrepreneurs, working professionals, startups, and nonprofits, people that are looking to raise money. So the topic here is that we want to learn on how to raise. How you're going to learn on how did we raise over 7 figures in additional funding for business owners like yourself, and without putting any personal assets or savings on the line. Okay, primarily we can do less than 50,000, but we want to keep it at 50 to $500,000, and we're able to do this within 7 to 14 business days or less. And we're going to be able to help you how to get fund, and also you can grow your business. So we're going to share some amazing tips here. So here's the amazing part. Okay, you can get this funding without having any prior real estate or asset experience, no purchasing or holding properties. You don't have to have a seasoned business, and also you don't really need to have any revenue. This is for startups and also for nonprofits. So we'll share a little bit more information later on. You don't need any funding experience. So that means that if you have never raised money for your company, you can definitely benefit from this particular program. And a little bit about myself is that myself and my business partners, we were definitely struggling entrepreneurs. I think at some point everybody starts that way. We just want to go ahead and live the dream, and we're inspired by other people. So I've been able to travel the world, travel with many high-level individuals, millionaires, billionaires, and I've been able to expand my Rolodex of people that have money. So there's never a lack of money, there's just a lack of information on where to get that money. And today is that we're going to talk about the harsh truth for traditional funding businesses. Many of us we want to go and get business funding, but we don't know where. So we go directly to the bank, and what happens is that we end up experimenting on so many different ways, going through SBA loans, going through just regular funding, and we have hope, but we're also determined. But then at the same time, there's the other side where it's the unknown and unexpected. That's where you get denied, and you get all these things that come about. So the harsh truth, based on what I've learned, is that there's a process. You apply, they review, and then they make a decision. And when you don't control the outcome, banks ultimately can kill your business before it even starts, and that's a fact. So like most businesses, they're just like dinosaurs, they become extinct. Okay, so how are the top 1% really doing it? We're going to talk about that. The harsh truth for funding businesses is that, how's funding working for you? Have you ever considered wanting to go and get some more money for your business, but you're not really sure how to get started? So when you don't need the money, that's when typically the banks will go ahead and give you the money. Okay, so and it's gotten to the point where you might have hit a ceiling of how much money you can get, and this goes to investors. Sometimes you can go to the bank so many times before they'll say, no, I'm not giving you any more funds. There's always access to money, remember that. The status of where the marketplace is, that's also a big factor when it comes to lending. Your current debt, your debt to credit ratio, debt to income ratio, you would definitely want to consider that as well. So also the process can take months and not even work, and that goes for SBA loans and even private money. Plus you're at the mercy of the bank's loan terms at that point. I mean, you've invested so many months, and then you almost feel obligated to take the loan, even if it's not convenient for you. That's how a lot of people get in trouble. But how do we get the funding? Okay, so you can do all of this without having to apply with random banks or creditors, and just like most lenders do, they are playing the spaghetti lending, which is a process that hoping something sticks. Okay, so you can read a ton of information on funding. You can watch 2-hour webinars and try and figure that out yourself. Also, you can spend time and money on funding options that don't really last and don't work at all. The hassle of being left in limbo, or even the sneaky FOMO, the fear of missing out. So you don't want to do that. All of those things work, but they take a lot of time. So our promise to ourselves is that if we ever crack the funding code, that we would do whatever we could to help others do the same. So we started ourselves with using these methods that I'm about to teach you, or at least show you how we do it. And we were able to get funding for ourselves, which is how I ended up buying my property, and I also was able to create lines of credit and term loans, which we'll show you in a bit. So we did. And it all started years ago. You know, my business partners began growing their businesses while adding digital and real estate properties to their growing portfolio. And I've been able to guide many entrepreneurs. Many have been able to receive over $100,000 in funding, and I have some testimonials later on as well. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of them right here. So we got Nick. We got him $99,000 for this particular client. We got Sean, $74,500. Now these are on the lower end. Our average is right now is about $150,000 for term loans, and then about $78,000 to $80,000 in credit lines. But it all depends on your credit. Okay, it all depends on your credit, and also there's so many other factors. But here's some other clients. We got Mark, $122,400. We got Gene, $87,000. And you know, one of the things that I've been called is Jose Mr. Funds Baeza. The only reason is because I'm always in front of people, you know, just pitching my product, my service, and always offering help to entrepreneurs that need funding and that may not know where to get the money from. So here's a couple of pictures, just myself and traveling. But the number one thing that investors tell me all the time is that, Jose, I just want to focus more on my business and not on the funding side, which makes sense. You want to do what you know what to do. You want to keep doing what makes you money. And getting the funding is important, but if it's not making you money, you're losing money. And I'm sure you guys can agree on that. And I basically also say, like, I want something that's affordable and dependable instead of just getting a standard bank loan. Since there's a lot of moving pieces, I'm stuck at the mercy of the traditional lending system, which is very true again. Again, it's just based on, you don't want to just go to any random bank and then just take whatever they give you. Also, people want their freedom back. They want to pay off debt ASAP without any penalty, continue to build and grow their business without having to go through a lengthy process every single time. Okay, it's not just about the money, but it's actually about the time, which is super important. It's about the time. So keys to funding success: you do need to stop trading time for money. You want to be able to scale. So how do I get a line of credit for $40,000 and then increase it to $80,000, $100,000 plus? You had to start somewhere. Just because you don't get the money that you're looking for, it doesn't mean that it's not worth it. Okay. Also, you want to know what the growing market is. You want to know exactly where the marketplace is going and if they need your services, because if I give you funds, keep in mind that you're still going to end up paying it back. So we want to make sure that we have you situated to where you're going to be able to pay that back. It's not just about us providing you the funds, but also providing you the consultant, a consultant that will help you in making sure that you manage the funds well and that you're able to pay back. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm sure that many of you guys have definitely seen this quadrant before, where you go to employee, you got a business, you got a self-employed, and investor, right? So our programs are long-term, secured funding. They're sustainable, so we leverage your credit. You don't need to put your assets on the line or your savings on the line. And it's also very scalable. Once we give you the funds, then you can obviously renegotiate the deal with the lender that we partnered you with, and you can renegotiate the rate, or maybe you finish paying it off. You can definitely go out there and get another one. And you just keep doing the process over and over and over again. And you'll eventually won't even need the loans anymore. You won't even need the credit lines anymore. Everything's going to be self-sustainable. So why term loans or credit lines? Okay. Well, for one is that we can definitely get you over $100,000. We can do up to $350,000 on the term loans, and then up to $250,000 on the lines of credit. We can do a combination, which would be more than $500,000 in funding overall. But remember, it's all based on your credit and or your income. The credit lines is based on your credit alone, and the term loans are based on your income and your credit. You can use the funds to buy new technology, you can buy machinery, you can expand, renovate, and also you can increase the cash flow on your working capital. There's so many different things that you can do. You can hire staff, pay off debt, insurance, taxes, marketing, advertisement, you name it. There's no limit to what you can use the money for. Okay? So the big elephant in the lending industry is that when you can control the underwriting, which is the denials, the elephant in the room, then you don't leverage the bank's unlimited amounts of money given out. Do you guys know that there are billions of dollars right now being traded off in the marketplace, and they're being handed from account to account? And the key here is that you get a piece of it because you have a business as well that is definitely looking to, that you're looking to grow, and you need to get a piece of that. So if you're not searching for the right funding programs, then you can't increase the monthly revenue of your business. It just makes sense, right? So you're barely breaking even. So you don't want to use your own money. You definitely want to go ahead and figure out ways to get more funds and get them at the correct rate. Okay. It is also very hard to scale a profit, and even if you have the best company, the best product, or even the best service, it doesn't matter, because if you don't let the marketplace know about your product, it doesn't matter that you're good. What matters is how do you expand, and I'm sure many of you guys are here because you want money to expand your business, and that's one of the best kept secrets. See, it's so obvious, but people don't really understand that. If you think about it, there's other burgers out there that are much better tasting than McDonald's. But a lot of people like McDonald's, maybe not because of their taste, but rather because of the convenience of it. They're pretty much everywhere, and that's how you have to look at this too. It's not the fact that there's other products or services that are better than you, because you might be the best. But it is a matter of making sure that you expand and you grow, and you figure out how do you do it in a successful way where it's not going to affect you. So again, it takes money to make money, right? So here's one of my other clients. We were able to get for him $75,900 in a matter of just 1 week. And here's another one for $87,000. Okay. The qualifications in leveraging your credit is that we do need to have at least a 680 FICO score on the personal side, no open bankruptcies, no open tax liens, less than 30% debt to credit ratio. We don't want to see anything more than 40% on the debt to income ratio as well for the term loans. But again, these are just estimates, so you don't take this like word by word. We can definitely work with you. So you don't want to have more than 4 credit inquiries within 1 year, and we do the initial underwriting so that you don't have to. Okay, that means that you don't have to go through a bank and take and get one of those hard inquiries, and then realize that we can't approve you. So we'll actually you'll do a soft pull on your end, and then we'll go ahead and underwrite you just like the banks would. Does that make sense? Okay. So there's always a funding alternative. Remember that. There's never a lack of money. That's the number one thing. There's never a lack of money. It's just a matter of figuring out where the money is at. So we use term loans and personal credit lines to help build your personal score, but also you can do a cosigner on the lines of credit. We can't do a cosigner on the term loans. We can only do a cosigner on the lines of credit. Okay. So you can start and get funding in days, not months, which is the number one reason why clients like us, because we can get them the money. Literally, we can get them technically within 24 hours, but it's very, very rare because somebody needs to have all their ducks in a row, all the documents. They need to have everything that we need without any missing information, which is very rare again. So the tidier that you are, the faster that we can get you the funds. The average is about 3 to 5 business days, no more than 2 weeks usually. Okay. Here's another one of our clients. We got $24,000 in a credit line, $16,000 in less than 14 days. And then here's some more client testimonials here. 71,800. Gene again, 87,000. And again, we do term loans and credit lines. The biggest difference between the term loans and the credit lines is that the term loans is given to you in a form of cash that's deposited into your account, your personal account, and the lines of credit is given to you in a form of a credit, typically a credit card, whether it be a business credit card or a personal credit card, depending on what program you choose, and then also a checkbook line of credit if you qualify, or an actual line of credit, like a true line of credit. And that's again if you qualify. So the way that we work is that we find the right lender. So we have partnerships with over 500 plus lenders. We have someone that basically you're working with someone that has been doing this for a long time. I started back in the credit card processing industry, and I was starting to do a lot of the lending. So a lot of my business partners right now, they have 7+ years. I have about 6 years in the industry, but also what we do is that we do have the experience ourselves in funding ourselves. So we've done it ourselves. This isn't something that we're trying it out with you guys. We've actually done it for us, and we know what's working today. So there's no outdated methods. It is a step-by-step guidance. So all you do is right now, for the first thing that you do is actually get us a copy of your credit report, and you can also fill out the application on this particular webinar. But the interest rates, we do typically have a 0% interest rate guarantee for 6 to 13 months on the lines of credit. And then the credit lines also only report to your business credit, and you can also partner with a proven track record, of course. So here's let me see if I can pull this up.
Hi, this is Lance from Chicago, Ria, and I just want to say that Jose Baeza of eFunding Experts, whom I met about a year ago, and at that time, he took one look at my credit report and could not do anything for me. But to his credit, though, I must admit, he gave me some good, sound, and solid advice. He said, pay off a couple of high-interest credit cards, let some of the few inquiries fall off, a number of other things, and lo and behold, fast forward a year later, he was able to get me funded. So hats off to Jose Baeza. I give him all the credit in the world because he got me money. Thank you, Jose.
Awesome. So this is one of my clients. His name is Lance, and yeah, he was definitely he didn't qualify at first when he came to us, but we definitely we don't want to give up on people, because the number one thing is that people are people, and we all have lives. We all have our family lives, and sometimes banks, and even sometimes ourselves, we forget that other people have feelings, and they're also trying to achieve their goals and their dreams. So just because you don't qualify at the moment, that doesn't mean that you won't qualify in the future, and that doesn't mean that we won't help you. We're going to help you in trying to figure out exactly how can we help you and how can we get you qualified. Does that make sense? So our funding is very predictable. Okay, so we match you with the right lenders that meet your criteria. We can work with any business, and it's based on proven results. Okay, so there is no hassle, no obligation. We get your pre-approval process, and again, we do guarantee that we can get you a 0% interest rate if you qualify for the business lines of credit. Okay, now in the real business world, I'm sure that you've noticed that entrepreneurs and working professionals fall into one or two categories. We got the grinders, and these are people who make money sometimes, but no money most of the time, and who spend way too much time making far too little. Okay, then we got the rainmakers, and these are people who are absolutely crushing it, right? They're making more and more money, building wealth, spending less time doing it. Basically, they're working hard but also smart. And these are the ones that know it takes money to make money. And this is the reason why you're here. This is the reason why you're looking for funds, because also you don't want to use your own money. You want to use other people's money. So after talking to like hundreds of business owners, right, and working professionals, and being in this industry for years, personally myself, I've realized that the rainmakers have two things present in their business, while the grinders only have one of the two, and most of the time none. And again, that's the funding. When most entrepreneurs right now, they're obsessed with finding the latest and greatest shiny object, and then completely ignore their core system, their system, to obtain funding for their business, which is the reason why most of the businesses fail, lack of money. Okay. Now remember that I've told you that the rainmakers, they have two things in their businesses. Okay. The grinders, and struggle bunnies don't. And here's the three things that we need for real business success. So we need funding. You do need a trusted network. You want to make sure that you have a good Rolodex of people and companies that you can definitely trust and that you can get some funding for. And you also want to go ahead and just repeat the process. Keep it growing, keep expanding, keep scaling. You want to definitely duplicate everything that works. Okay? So you don't have to pay money to acquire the funding up front. We do charge a 12% success fee, but the 12% success fee is paid after you receive the funds. We don't charge any money up front. Everything that we do is based on success. That means that if we take you on as a client, we believe that we can get you the funds, because otherwise we would be wasting your time and our time, and we don't want to do that. And also, it's not fair for you to pay money to receive money up front, because we want to work hard for our money as well. And the way we do it is by giving you the results and putting basically all the work up front and then getting paid on the back end. Okay, so it's 12% based on the amount that we get you. Now, let's definitely get down to business, and we'll show you exactly how you can get started with the funding today. Okay, so we only need two things. The funding, you can get pre-approved within 24 hours, completely free. You don't have to pay anything, like I said. So we actually get a copy. We have a trusted network, so we're going to match make you with our lenders, and we're going to pre-approve you based on your criteria. And that goes based on your credit, based on your income. But for now, we're just going to go based on credit. Okay? Then we just rinse and repeat. We keep doing it over and over again until we get you the funds that eventually you'll want. But for the first process, we'll get you a pre-approval amount, so at least you have an idea of how much money we can get you. Okay? So let me ask you this: how many sales has your company generated so far this year? We forget about that. If you're a startup, how many sales are you planning to do? If you're a non-for-profit, how many people are you planning to help? So you have to think about all those things. And again, all of that requires money, and that's what we're here to do. And if you didn't do many sales, then answer me this: what did you do in the last couple of months to try and generate more cash flow for your business? Do you need more marketing a budget? Do you need more salespeople? Maybe you need more salaried people. Think about everything that you can do with the money. Now, you see, in the real business world, it is very easy to get distracted by all these new shiny objects, right? You call it the shiny ball syndrome. And it's very important to stay focused. So the raw reality is that generating sales and fulfillment of your products and services are the only two things that matter. And the rainmakers in the business game keep crushing it while the herd falls behind. You don't want to fall into the herd like everybody else, thinking that they can do it themselves, thinking that certain percentage is too expensive. You don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and trust yourself, trust your gut, figure out what you need to do, and then just go do it. Okay? So the term loans and the credit lines is very startup friendly. It's a step-by-step funding. We do have mostly everything for you, except for the documents, of course, because you have to provide that to us. You can get the funding within 14 business days, and we don't have any upfront fees. Okay. So here's another video. One of my clients as well, and her name is Jean.
My name is Jean, and I am a new CEO of a company that recently started, and I've been working with Jose now going on a year, and he has been incredible. He has allowed me to secure over $87,000 in funding with a really easy process. I have 5 different company credit cards. My credit line is open, and it allowed me to purchase my software from my developer. Without Jose, our company could not have done it, and we are so grateful.
She's awesome. I love Jean. But yeah, these are just a couple of testimonials from some of our clients that we have. And here's a couple other things that we do. So testimonial screenshots, these are just people that we've worked with before. And funding for profits, definitely you want to go into the funding side and make some money, which is the whole reason why you're doing this. Definitely it's going to be based on the loan amount, the length, the interest rate, something that fits your budget. So we're not just going to go out there and get you the money just because we want to get you the money. We're going to get you what you need and what you want at the same time. But we're going to consult with you so that we can get you what's going to be beneficial for you. Does that make sense? So again, for our credit lines, we do have the 0% interest rate for the first 6 to 13 months. The interest rates afterwards can vary anywhere from 4%, and it can go up to 29% if you have really bad credit. But for people that have really good credit, which is typically what we take only, it's typically around anywhere from 8% to 13% afterwards. So we don't have any upfront fees. It only reports to your business credit. On the lines of credit, the term loans do report over to your personal credit, but it's also very simple and very easy. Okay, so it eliminates the wait lag, the hassle, everything that you need, everything that creates issues for entrepreneurs. It definitely eliminates that. You can get approved today within 24 hours, and we can get you the funding within, again, 3 to 5 business days on average. And it's just based on executing this correctly. Okay, so here's a couple more clients' testimonials. So now you will finally have the accelerator pedal that moves your investing needs forward, and that's basically it's going to be us helping you boost your business up by giving you those funds that you're looking for. So you definitely want to stop wasting money. You know, the time is cracking, the funding code, and you want to go ahead and get started today. Now you must have the right team and systems to generate these results, and we do. And you can do it the hard way, where you can go and try it yourself. You can go into the banks and get denied, or you might get approved, but you're not going to get the whole amount, because it's very difficult to get $300,000 or even $100,000 from a bank nowadays. But you can also go through us, and then we have the results. We have the keys to be able to crack that code. Okay. So who else wants a predictable funding system that generates $50,000 to $500,000 potentially plus and funding? And that should be definitely you. Now, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And that was actually a quote by Warren Buffett, one of the billionaires. So you don't want to. So you definitely want to just go ahead and get things started. So again, it's your time. You want to purchase more inventory, invest in real estate, reduce workload, scale your investments. You want to make money work for you. This is the time. So my question is, are you next? Let us help you. We have 3 types of clients: those who want to move forward but needs to work on their credit. We can help you with that. Would like to start ASAP, but then we can take them through our certified personal credit building program. So we do have a way to help you out. And also you can move forward with our business lines of credit, okay? Not just a term loan, so you can do both. So here's how the process works. For newbies and seasoned entrepreneurs and everyone in between who is looking to create a reliable and consistent income stream, you can do this by obtaining the funding, okay? So we definitely want to get that started. And these are for people that also want to get that are really good at what they do, and they really believe that they can dominate their marketplace while doing a high 5 or 7-figure income. So these are for the hustlers and people who truly want to go ahead and do whatever they can to keep moving forward in their business. These are for people that has the skin in the game, that they cannot fail, and those are the people that also I get inspired by, because I'm one of them as well. I want to do whatever I can to keep moving forward, and no matter what, we're not going to give up. So who is this not for? This program is not for people who don't understand how important it is to get funding and use other people's money. Okay, this is for people that are using it as a hobby. This is not for you. So this is serious. Now, people who make excuses and complain, definitely don't want to work with them. And people who are stuck in information gathering mode and not prepared to take action and get results and ask a whole bunch of questions, and then they don't move forward. Again, we don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste our time. So we do appreciate you asking questions, but make sure that you are serious about moving forward, or at least getting some funding. Okay. Now, this is for people that are not serious about growing their business by adding like $25,000 to $100,000 plus to their sales. Okay, so the better the fit, the better the results. And I'm looking for win-win situations. And this is a personal, custom-tailored one-on-one consultation with one of our elite entrepreneur funding source specialists and you. So you're not just going to be meeting some random person. You're going to be actually meeting with one of our specialists, one of my consultants that I've personally trained, along with my sales team or my sales manager. So we're going to go ahead and help you throughout the entire process, and we're going to partner you up with one of my consultants, okay? You might even just be working with me as well. So this is where we really begin working to figure out what exactly you qualify for and how to make things happen at the fastest time possible. So typically it takes about 15 to 30 minutes that will change your life, will change your business. And you want to get a couple of things. Number one, you want to go to the website creditchecktotal.com and get a copy of your credit report. If it doesn't work for whatever reason, go to Experian.com, but you want to get the credit report. The SS4 form and articles of incorporation will eventually need, but for now, just get me the credit report. I just want to make it super easy for you guys. So again, time is a factor. The window of opportunity will not be open for long because, as you know, your credit changes every single month. So if you have a 700 plus credit score or 680 plus credit score, you want to make sure that you take advantage of that because we're not sure on how long that's going to last. Okay. Now the credit reports do change every month, and lending rates deals are for our action takers. So we want to make sure that, again, we take action. And we do have that special program that's assigned for people watching this presentation. And this is going to be us being able to work directly with us and getting you a quote within 24 hours. Okay? So again, you want to definitely book your funding breakthrough call today. You want to go ahead and figure out what we can do, how we can help you. And the way to do that is by sending us a copy of your credit report, filling out an application on the link that's attached, and we'll go from there. So again, you guys, this is Jose Baeza, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm excited. I'm very excited to helping you out. I'm very excited to learning more about your goals, your dreams, your purpose. And for those of you guys that are also interested in becoming an affiliate, definitely let me know, and then we can go from there as well, and I can give you some more information. So again, this is Jose. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. And again, click on the link so that you can go ahead and get started in sending us over a copy of your credit report, and we'll talk soon.